Hi, welcome back to our channel. I'm Steph and this is my mom, Michelle.
And today we are going to install picture frame molding, or sometimes it's called box molding, all the way around this room.
The first thing you'll want to do to get started is to grab a piece of graph paper and just kind of sketch out what you want the design to look like. We wanted to have a piece of artwork hanging in the center of the room, so we decided to do a larger box in the middle of the room with two smaller boxes on each side, which we will install sconces in. This is also the perfect time to fix any blemishes on the wall and paint it the color of your choice. When planning the layout, you'll also want to take into account any windows or doorways as you map out the design. Then you can take your measurements to the wall, and to get a good visual of what the design will look like, we made our horizontal and vertical lines with a pencil and then came back in with a chalk line to make perfect horizontal lines. Then we were able to place painter's tape along these lines, checking with a level to make sure everything was just perfect. And by doing this, we were able to stand back and look to see if the design felt balanced in the room. And also by placing the painter's tape on the wall, we did find that we needed to adjust our design in a few places to avoid electrical outlets. So that was really helpful to know this before we got to installing, and we didn't have to make any weird cuts to get around any outlet boxes. In addition to spending the time mapping out your wall with the painter's tape, this is actually going to make installation so much easier, because now that you've already got your lines all perfectly mapped out, they're level and plumb, you can just install these box pieces directly inside your tape, and it is so slick. Researching for this project, we came across these prefabricated corners by ornamental.com, and it is going to make this project go so much quicker.
So we ordered these pre-made corners for our picture frame molding, and so we are not going to do any mitered cuts. So if that makes you nervous, I'm just going to show you how this is going to go. Like this, and then our picture frame molding, let's see if I can hold it up, will come in here against it, and so we will not have any mitered cuts to make, which hopefully will make this go a lot quicker.
Okay guys, not only are we like tickled pink to be working with ornamental.com on this project, take a look at all this other fun stuff they have. They have detailed trim for ceilings, floors, doors and windows, walls. They have corbels and brackets, ornamental appliques, you name it, they have it. And look, they have wood beams too. I so want these in my house. And creating accent walls is so stinking easy this way. They already have these shapes all prefabricated, so all you need to do is attach them to your wall. Like, how much easier can it be? They're so cool. You can leave these shapes as is on the wall, leave them white so you have a contrasting design. You can paint it all the same color like it's shown here. You can do anything you want. The options are limitless, and this makes me kind of want to do a fun accent wall in, you know, like every room of my house. I just think they're so cool. So if you were to add any kind of accent molding or trim work to a room, what would it be? We want to hear your styles, what you're into, and how you would be creative and make your space your own. Per the design and style we chose, we're going to start attaching the 4 corner pieces into one box. And to do this, we're just using a little bit of construction adhesive, and then we're just going to align it with the tape. Once we get it into position and everything is nice and level and plumb, then we're just going to use a little bit more painter's tape to hold it into position while the adhesive dries. After all 4 corners have been installed in one box, then you can go ahead and measure the distance between each of the corners and cut each piece of the picture frame or the box frame molding to fit. Once they were cut to size, we applied a little bit of construction adhesive to the back, and secured them into position with painter's tape like before. Then you'll just repeat these steps in each of the additional boxes. It really is that simple. We do recommend completing one entire box frame before moving on to the next. This way, the adhesive's still wet enough. If you need to make any adjustments, you can. And sometimes the walls may not be as perfectly straight as you think. They might bow here and there. So you may need to use a brad nailer in some spots, which we did, but for the most part, we were able to just use tape to secure everything to the wall. And to finish everything off, you'll just run a bead of caulk around each of these boxes that you've created. Be sure to come back next week as we have a video that will be completely focused on how to caulk and some sweet hacks that will save you time and product. After the caulk has dried, then you'll just take your brush and paint all of your molding trim. This is why we like to paint our walls beforehand, because you just have to touch up at the very end and then it is perfect. We hope you enjoyed this simple step-by-step tutorial. It really is that easy to do. Anyone can do it. You don't need any fancy tools or equipment. If you've missed any previous episodes in this one room challenge, be sure to check them out. The links are down below, and in 2 more weeks we will have the complete Dark and Moody office room reveal. So be sure to subscribe to our channel if you have not already, so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching. We love having you here. Be sure to share your comments below and share this video with someone else who might find this helpful. And as always, here at Sunnyside Design, we hope to bring your home to the sunny side of the street.